Been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. Return of the boxing guru. I'm coming with so much flavor. I'm also known as the Wilder hater. With my videos here to please you. It's under the microscope here to teach you. For sure,
Hold on, let me put this.
Let
Let me.
already know it.
Yeah, you could get which side you gonna be on.
Oh, you can put me on Wilder.
All right. It only makes sense, right? Since you the quote unquote
Yeah.
Wilder hater. All right, hold on. Remember the last time? Hey, the last time I interviewed, you know what you did? That poem for Charlo.
And my prediction came true, didn't it?
I forgot what you predicted.
Oh, I already said, super bad gonna be super mad. Tony Mouth gonna wrote a check that his ass can't cash. All that talking lip, Charlo can't wait to bust him in the slip.
Here, you could
had me to remember all that.
put this on the inside of your, just clip it into your shirt. Yeah. Anyway, you could do it in the zipper. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I got as y'all know, the Wilder hater. We here for the trilogy. What's your initial thoughts on Wilder versus Fury 3? And they said this is the last fight, the final chapter.
Well, I'm excited about this fight. I'm glad to be here. And I'm hoping that Wilder finally finished the mission off. What I said, to become known as the Wilder hater, that he had to reinvent himself, that he had to make corrections that a lot of people who gave me that name didn't understand. But now, years later, you can see the format that I had laid out with my boxing IQ.
Which is what? Tell the people what that
When I had told him he needed to reinvent himself, that right hand was not going to get the job done on a high level. And I had told him he needed to transition. I was his anointed messenger when I had told him in LA. And so I like what I'm seeing with him and Malik Scott, all the hard work and the dedication that Wilder is putting in to try to be on that top level of 10 consecutive defenses. Because to be on that level, you have to understand boxing. You have to understand it at a high level. And when I was saying that to Wilder back then with the Dominic Brazil, the ride share, all that, it was trying to bring awareness that you have to upgrade yourself.
Shout out to Fred.
Oh yes, definitely.
He's the one that introduced me to you.
Oh yes, give a shout out to Fred. I was hoping Fred would be here because it would be a monumental event for us to finish this off like we started.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely.
So for the people who don't know, what did Wilder say to you when he finally saw you in person?
What?
You remember in LA, I think it was downtown.
Oh yeah,
because people may have not seen.
Oh okay, if they.
Well, what did you say to him, and what was it that he said to you?
Okay, what happened was Blue Blood and Fred had set it up. They had been communicating with Wilder. And then I guess Wilder had liked the videos and different things because he was still on the high terror at that moment. So they had set it up at the Sean Porter and Earl Spence. I think Team Watson them had a fundraiser at a rooftop.
Yeah. What was it that he said to you?
Oh, when Wilder saw me, it seemed like it was love. I think he realized the love that I had, even though I wasn't the typical Wilder fan from the standpoints of the masses of people, but I am a Wilder fan. That's why I was saying what I was saying, because my boxing IQ is second to none. That's why Kenny Porter and Sean Porter and them paid homage to me when they fought Earl Spence. So when Wilder saw me that night, it was love. It wasn't nothing but love. But Wilder had to, show his dominance because he was the heavyweight champion. He was knocking things out. Once you get used to a situation or comfortable, like you said, you can't forget basic fundamentals that can win a fight or lose a fight. And sometimes this could be a blessing in disguise for some fighters. And Wilder definitely looked like he's taking it seriously, and he's putting in that work. And he got a good trainer in Malik Scott, an underrated trainer, because Malik Scott definitely had a good boxing IQ. I liked when I saw him when he was a heavyweight contender.
And I want to touch on that. So, one, what do you see in Wilder's training clips, if anything, will help him in the fight more than anything? And do you think, I want to ask Wilder this, do you think How do you feel about him showing his hand, if anything, if showing them the video clips when a lot of people that would have caught him off guard if they would have saw it just for the
No,
first time?
no,
What do you think?
you wanted Wilder to show that. You wanted the champ because Wilder had a lot of love from the whole world. Even though if people thought they was haters, people love Wilder because he definitely brought excitement back to the heavyweight division. And you wanted to see that Wilder was okay as far as the videos from Instagram that Malik Scott, and plus you wanted to see the transformation that he was going through as far as improving because he has to improve to be on that top echelon. So if he would have continued to be in isolation, hidden from the world, it would have made it look suspect. People came over all kind of accusations, different things about him. So I love when he came out. I love the work he was doing. I loved all that, but you got to be able to implement that in a fight plan. And what Wilder has to realize come Saturday is he is the dominant person as far as the punching power, and he has to fight like that. He can't be on the back foot like he was, giving up his power, which is in his legs and his striking. He has to come forward with aggression. He has to have that kill or be killed mentality.
What happens when Fury
meet him?
Well, I'm saying what happens when Fury enacts a similar game plan like he did, like you said, to put Wilder on the back foot.
Well,
how does he meet that head on without going backwards or taking steps?
Well, that's where Wilder has to do this. Wilder has to double jab, even if he don't land. He has to be careful double jabbing because Fury gonna want to go over the top of it. Because if you remember carefully in the second fight, he clipped Wilder on the side of the head, the back of the head. So Wilder what he has to do, flick out the double jab, but step over. If he step over here, he can see the right hand coming. So it's going to be about positioning for Wilder. It's definitely, he want to be able to mirror Fury. He want to be able to keep him like how me and you center. And as a puncher, you want to be centered like this so once Fury throws something, you can try to slip it and come back with yours because you got the dynamite in your hand. So you got to fight like that. You got to come with that aggression. You got to dictate the pace. Wilder cannot let Fury dictate the pace with herky-jerk moves, stopping and going, because Wilder don't compute that good like that. Wilder got to come out from the bell and come at him, step back and drop hands, but go to his chest, his shoulder. Do not go for his head because Fury going to pull out of range and come back and strike him. That's what Wilder lost because of his fundamentals was wrong. All that stuff. The lack of preparation, the lack of boxing IQ, understand where the target is. So that's going to be key if Wilder understands this. The target. The target is Fury body. I want to see Fury body red and bruised up. And then Wilder go to his head.
Yeah, you see him slipping and going to the body in the clips.
Yeah, but I don't want him slipping like that. Because the big man, Wilder, arms is long enough. Yeah, do not slip like that. I want him to keep his hands up, but let his hands go. So if Fury step to him or feint him, you can throw your hands and bring him back. Because once he do this, you can better.
Yeah, that's what Malik was saying. He don't want him to just have his hands.
No, but we're going to be punching. We're not going to just sit in this position. Wilder going to dictate the pace. He has to dictate the pace as the smaller man, as the puncher, because you want to be able to meet force with force and slip. I like the slip game they've been doing because that's going to give him a movement and to get him in punching range. He has to be in punching stance. His legs have to be centered up under him. He can't, once he pivot out, I need him to pivot out and turn like he hit King Kong. It's got to be a quick motion. Wilder got to pick up his pace a little bit. It can't be no shotgun. It's got to be like not a semi-automatic, but it got to be a little more quicker, quicker, because that's going to keep Fury from that erky jerk in and out. Because your hands is his defense to nullify the weight disparity that Fury has over him. Because if he don't land his hands correctly in this area, Fury just gonna walk him in.
I saw it. To me, it seemed like every time Wilder stepped back, every time he got hit good in the first round, I think, of the last fight.
Exactly.
And he was like...
But that's where Wilder, instead of reaching for the punch, you go for the chest. because Fury gonna roll. He rolls with that. He tried to think he's the white version of Ali. He gonna roll with stuff. So if Wilder throwing sloppy, wrong punches, he gonna miss and leave himself vulnerable. So that's why you just want to land, touch here, then come back.
You saw like the Otto Wallin fight. He was very physical with Fury.
Oh, yeah.
He stayed in his chest. That seemed like a good game plan as well. Fury was uncomfortable most of that fight.
Aleem did it. Steve Cunningham, he moved up from cruiserweight.
knocked him down.
When anybody aggressive with him, my boy out of Toledo, Ohio, Big Baby, the future champion, is putting pressure on him.
I heard he not. I heard he.
Yeah, he putting pressure on it. So to nullify, when you fighting a guy that's 6'9", when you fighting a guy 6'9", you got to get in his chest. You got to be able to get in his chest and pressure him to cut the disparity of the height and reach. So Wilder definitely, as a puncher, he has to get in that space to be able to land effectively.
Give me your final prediction for the fight.
My final prediction is everything is based on Deontay Wilder. Everything is based on him. For 2 years, he had to live with this nightmare of what happened. Whatever the truth may be, it's up to him to clarify this. Him and Malik Scott should have been studying basic fundamental boxing, understanding it, working on it constantly. So it's up to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder should always be the favorite in fights.
Method of victory and how you.
He should always be the favorite in fight, but that don't mean he's gonna win.
Give me your pick.
In my pick in this fight, you know, like I said, it's always based on Deontay Wilder, what Wilder is going to show up.
Give me a pick.
Yes, I was trying to, but well, like I said, this is critical. This is critical because, like I said, you know, with Deontay Wilder is critical how he performed, and then with Fury, you know, can a leopard change his spots? That's the key. Can a leopard change his spots in the middle of a race? And that's the key right there. Can he or can he not? I'm rooting for Deontay Wilder to be able to change his spots because he definitely has that in him. But in this pick, I'm gonna have to go with. Dang, this is a tough one because even Vegas got a 50-50. No, but I want to give it to you correctly. I can't rush into this because.
That's why I said.
Oh, okay. I can't rush into this because this is very critical.
It's 12 minutes.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that. But okay, yeah. But like I said, my prediction is everything. You know what I'm saying? It's everything. And this point. Is like I said, is based on Deontay Wilder, what he's going to do. And it's best for me to leave it as that.
Okay.
I think it's best for me to leave it as that because, like I said, if Deontay Wilder learned, he will beat the heavyweights in this generation.
Somebody said the boxing guru, aka the Wilder hater.
Yeah, if he learned basic fundamentals, he would beat the boxers of this generation. But if he hasn't, the same result gonna happen.
Tell them where to follow you, if anywhere.
Boxing Guru 1 TV. I'm still doing my thing. You see, I'm still around.
Appreciate you, bro.
Okay, thanks, champ. Subscribe to me if you want more of the Boxing Guru Show.